Welcome back to Behind the Bloom podcast. I'm J Schwanke, and this week we're talking all about our recent film shoot, where RJ got to see firsthand the behind-the-scenes magic that goes into creating an episode of Life in Bloom. Not only did RJ get a peek at the process, but he also joined me on the show to share his passion for birds. It was such a fun experience, and we can't wait to take you inside the shoot and share some of the stories from that day. All that and more right here on Behind the Bloom podcast.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Good, RJ. How about you?
Great. Nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
It was nice to see you here.
Yes, it was
when
nice
you
to be
came.
there.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
this is
awesome.
our first recording since I was a guest on Life in Bloom, so I'm
Right.
excited to talk about it.
And you guys were very cute. We were, everybody loved you, so that's great. That's nice.
We had so much fun, and your crew was so nice, and you and Kelly were so fun to meet in person. We
Here
just
we
had
are.
such a great experience.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I'm glad. So I don't think we've ever had anybody who's had a bad experience, but
Okay.
you never know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to just give you a little bit, from my perspective, what it was like coming on as a guest,
yeah.
if that's cool.
I think
Yeah?
that's great. I think
Okay.
this is a great idea. So
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to start way back from, we travel from Chicago up to Grand Rapids. So just for everyone that's listening that doesn't know where Jay shoots, it's in Grand Rapids. And this was at Jay's house that we went to.
Yep. And
yeah.
is it like, are you 2.5 hours away? I mean, that's what I always say. I always say
Yeah.
Chicago's 2.5 to 3, depending upon traffic. But I don't know where you live in the city. So
Yeah, we're a little north, so it's a little further for us. But we actually stayed in southern Michigan the night before. Our family has a little place there, so we broke up the drive and tried to make a little trip of it. So we stayed.
Awesome.
So we drove up that morning, and so we were super excited. We knew that you were shooting another segment before us, and so we had our 10 a.m. call time. We were going to be there,
Right.
and so we left in the morning, and we were super excited. It was raining where we were, so we were driving through rain, a little worried. I hope everything's all right up there. But it was funny. You invited me on to come talk about birds on your show.
Correct.
And so
because birds of a feather.
Yes,
Birds of a feather talk together. So
Yeah.
exactly.
And so we left our place and literally are driving, and the first turn we made, it's these big open fields. We saw a bunch of sandhill cranes, which are these incredible birds on the drive.
Yes.
And then saw an osprey as well. So we were just okay, today's going to be a good day. We felt calm. We saw all these nice birds. It was a good sign.
Sandhill cranes too. So where I'm from originally, Fremont, Nebraska, the Platte River is where they migrate.
Yeah.
And so, sandhill cranes are a big deal in Nebraska. And it's also very curious, in one of our earlier episodes, the ladies who have Crane Dance Farms.
Oh, yeah.
When they bought their farm, they went there and they walked into the field the first day that they had it, and there were 2 cranes.
Oh.
And they were doing the mating dance.
Oh, yeah.
And so thus their name is Crane Dance Farms.
Oh, I love that.
So it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So yeah. Majestic birds.
They are.
Birds.
I know. Yeah. They look like dinosaurs almost too when you see them walk. They're
exactly.
It's hard to believe that they're a bird. But they're beautiful. So we took that as a good sign that it was going to be a good day.
I'm glad. Okay, good. Good.
Not that we didn't think it was going to be anyway.
Right. No,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Amanda's precious. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. She's so sweet.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you were so sweet to her. The second we got to your place and you came walking out and said hi to us, you asked Amanda to be in a segment on the shoot, and she just felt so tickled. She was like, "Oh, this is incredible."
I figured I'd go in quick because not give her the chance to say no. But she's beautiful, and she did, and she was great. So it was wonderful. That's perfect. And she was dressed. She was dressed to the nines. She looked amazing too. So that was great.
She had no idea she was going to be on camera, but she was ready to step in. So
it's for a little segment where we talk about the kindness of giving. We have a kindness episode coming up in season 7, or season 8, excuse me. There's a part about giving flowers to someone is an act of kindness. I mean, I think about when we were filming the lei thing in Hawaii, and I was talking to the people at Cindy's lei shop, And Karen, her daughter, said that, giving away is a huge act of kindness. And it just made me feel like giving flowers is a huge act of kindness. And so we wanted to film giving it to someone. So we staged that in the backyard. But then, and I am also not the guy who's going to take it back. So I was like, and you get to take this arrangement home too, because
Yeah.
you did all this. So that's great.
Yeah.
It's not like, no, no, I don't know. I don't even know what you call that, but I was like, no, I'm not going to take it back. So yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, it was so sweet. We did like a little trip after and kind of like, stayed at a few different places just to make a fun trip. And we brought the flower arrangement like everywhere we went. So it was so sweet for you to give that to her. Yeah,
I love
it brightened
that.
up our trip.
I like taking flowers wherever I go. So it is
Yeah.
true. When I'll go to a restaurant sometime, I'm always just taking flowers. And they're like, where did these flowers come from? Well, you don't have them. We'll bring them. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Oh. So I love too. So when we got there, we met Kelly as well. And so the four of us kind of
Yes.
chatted for a little bit in your garage. And you showed us all of the props that you had lined up from all the different seasons. You have all these shelves from all the props from your show, which was incredible to see.
It's true. And even with the dust, it's good. But I mean, they're in the garage. So that, it is funny because we joke about when we pull something off the shelf to use it, we always have to wash it. It's really hard for me. I know that Kelly and I talk frequently about how much stuff we have. I am a stuff person, so that's true. But it's really hard to give something away once it's been on the show.
Sure.
But then at the same time, we won't use it again because we don't want to repeat it,
Right.
so then there it is, so and then with all the crazy stuff that's going on, so much of that stuff comes from a company named Accent Decor, which was very kind to us for many years. They would just allow us to pick out whatever we want and they would send it. Then, and they were like, you can dispose of it when you're done. If you've used it on the show, you can give it to, and I used to have a flower shop I would give those things to, and that lady closed her flower shop. But now all of a sudden, nothing's, because of the tariffs and stuff, nothing's ever really not coming over as quickly. And so then I'm like, well, this stuff, I don't know if I could replace it. So then I get trapped in another, and so, yeah, I don't know.
Hang on to it, Jay.
I just hope I'm not gonna. My friend, I love Matt Paxton. He's just a wonderful guy, and he was on Hoarders, but he's also has a show on PBS called Legacy List, and then he has a new one called Filthy Fortunes that's on Discovery. He's doing great. And I always joked to him that I wanted to do a crossover, and he's just like, and I was like, because I'm concerned. I don't want to become a hoarder, and so I want him to come along and say, okay, do you want to get rid of this? Do you want to get rid of this? Show it to me. It's crazy, but yeah, I get it. But it is really funny. And when you mentioned that, then Chris was standing there, and Chris, our director, he said, I remember so many of these arrangements, and I was like, well, that's good. I mean, that's cool too. So yeah, and there's a lot of stuff on those shelves that hasn't been used yet too. So I mean, so it's always kind of it when we get ready to set up a production, I go in there and I try and pick everything out. And I generally will pick out like 2 or 3 for a project, and then I ask Kel what he thinks.
Okay.
And so then, and typically I don't know what the flowers are going to be that are going to go in it. So it's more about the container fitting with the project. So
okay. Yeah, we could do a podcast episode on Jay's favorite props. You could tell a story from old
True,
episodes.
absolutely.
We could show it. Yeah,
I do have some favorites. I have some, there's always, I don't know, there's always probably like 6 or 8 arrangements in the house all the time. And there are certain containers for those that I just really enjoy arranging in every week. And those vessels are pretty special too. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's fun. Yeah.
Well, it was fun. So then you walked us downstairs and you were shooting out in your backyard in your garden. And so that was super cool.
When you both came down the stairs, you were so cute because you both said to each other, you were like, oh, look, there's Ladybird and there's Georgie Girl.
Yes.
We've seen it from the show. And it was just really, it was really charming because I just don't, it starts to run together for me. And I know that people love the dogs and we do too. And they get just as much fan mail as I do. And like my friend Richard Bowie, who is so sweet, who has a Cocker Spaniel too, he writes me all the time about when he sees them in the background of a thing or something, And I just think, it's just really cute to see that as viewers, as people who watch the show and are fans, what sparked interest.
Oh, yes.
Too. So that's really cute. That was very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Amanda's such a fan of theirs too. Like she was like asking, are we going to see them? And I was like, I don't know. It's a film shoot. I don't know if we're going to.
We used to not have them here.
Okay.
But I just like them to be around.
Yeah.
I really truly like them to be around. And so we just have to, and what I don't know. I don't know if when you were here, because sometimes we keep them in the kitchen because we have a gate in the kitchen that they can be in the kitchen and just there. But then they can hear us outside and then they bark.
Okay.
And so typically we let them be down here in the office because it's just we film right outside these windows right back over here. And so then they can hear us and they just sleep on the couch and they stay there.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, and so if they can hear us and know what we're doing, it's much better. And we've
Okay.
had a lot of experience because we've had 4 dogs on the show, I think, because we had Lucy and Ellie were on the show, and then also Lady Bird and George. So, yeah, so we've had experiences with them over the years and how they react the best. And they also just like to go out and investigate what everybody's doing and let's
Oh, right.
see what's all set up out there. And then once they've done that, then they kind of come back in and they're like, "Yeah, no, that's kind of a mess out there. We're not going to be out there." So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh. Well, I loved I brought, like, a change of shirt or whatever to put on on
Correct.
camera,
Correct.
and I actually brought a Petoskey stone bolo tie that I wore, just that it's been sitting in my closet forever. Amanda's dad gave it to me a long time ago. We went to a Western-themed wedding, and he gave me this bolo to wear to it, and I was like, "This Petoskey stone will be perfect for this shoot in Michigan." So I
It's
was excited to
true.
wear that on camera, so
So, did you know that the Petoskey stone is actually coral?
Oh, no, I didn't
It
know that.
was co
Oh.
it's it Petoskey stones are made of coral that was in the salt lakes
Oh.
when this was covered with salt water.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. So they're
And
that old.
so they are
Wow.
they're a fossil, and
Oh.
then, and what's so interesting about it, it became, and I didn't realize this till after you were gone, it was Petoskey Stone Day
Oh.
because Mo Stein, who came early in the morning, and she is a certified forest interpreter for, the state of Michigan,
Oh,
and
cool.
she brought and gave us Petoskey stone wine glasses.
What?
They have a Petoskey stone at the bottom that's, like, on the stem,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's very and so it was like, you had your
Oh,
Petoskey stone,
yeah.
they had their Petoskey stone, and so
Oh,
it's just it was Petoskey Stone Day, so
yeah, yeah. Oh.
yeah. So, yeah, and
Yeah.
we also I love Petoskey, so if you ever get to go to Petoskey, Michigan, it's a fun city, and we have a friend who has a fabulous flower shop there called Sky's the Limit,
Oh,
and,
cool.
yeah, it's a great but Petoskey's so much fun. So, yeah, I loved it, and it looked great.
Yeah.
It looked
Oh,
great on you.
thanks. But yeah, it was fun. So I got like kind of out where, everything was set up and we were chatting kind of, and the crew made me feel so comfortable. Like it was like they came up and got a microphone on me and was very, I don't know. I'm used to being on film sets for my other job too, but I'm never on camera. So I kind of
Okay.
knew what was going on. He's doing this, he's doing that. But having the camera turned on you can be a little intimidating. But you and your crew just made me feel so comfortable. Everyone was like, "Oh, act like we're not here."
Aw.
It was just very comforting and everyone was so like relaxed with each other. It just felt like we were having a conversation, Jay. So I like just
It
loved your whole setup and
it's
everyone there was
true.
so sweet. So,
I always say that it should just be like having coffee with
oh,
Jay, and
yeah.
I mean, Chris and Keith at Full View Film, so Chris Randall and Keith Kalinsky, we have been with them from the very beginning. In 2003, we started with them,
Wow.
and they were filming our episodes that we put on uBloom, and Chris has edited all those shows. So, I mean, he's edited a show every week since 2003.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
And then, and Keith does everything. I mean, I always just kind of say, I mean, it's a huge benefit that Chris is our editor and our director because
Oh,
he can add stuff on the fly if we need it or remind me to say something or or fix something that is happening right at that point in time that he knows is going to cause a problem and edit.
okay.
So, super valuable from that point. And there's just something very interesting about Chris, and it's just that he has watched so many movies and he has done so much production that I'll say, "I really like this," and I'll show him something, a clip from television, and he'll be like, "Okay." And he kinda goes into the zone. He's like, "They shot with 4 cameras, there was a dolly, they did this, they did this, they did this, they did this." And I'm just always like, "Okay, you know exactly what all that stuff was that happened there, right?" Keith manages everything else. So Keith is the director of photography. He runs the camera, he runs the backstage screens and stuff so everybody can see what each camera's capturing. But then he also does the sound, he also does the formatting, he also does the color correction. So they both have really big jobs and we've just been with them since 2003. I mean, they are the steadfast, you know, piece of us four guys have been together doing this since 2003. So
Wow.
that's a long time.
Cool.
That's a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it is, I am thankful that you think it's comfortable and that everybody's so nice. And I know they are. I mean, that goes without saying, because they're wonderful people. But it's just good to hear as well. And Dennis has been with us a long time. Chris brought Dennis on to capture B-roll for him, because Dennis can kind of get a sense for what Chris wants.
Okay.
And then Raul's been with us for about 2 years now, and we love Raul. And so the day before you were there, we were shooting a segment with Raul. Raul does this thing where he opens up his studio and invites people to come in and have their pets come in, because he thinks that everybody should have a picture of their pet hanging on the wall.
Oh, it's true.
And so he does that at a very low cost for people. And then just last week, he went to the Humane Society of Michigan and photographed their top 10 long-termers.
Oh, cool.
And to help find them a forever home. So he donated his time to go do that with the Humane Society too, and that's also going to be in the segment that we did with him too. But
what a nice guy. Yeah. And is that in the kindness episode too? I believe
that is in the kindness
episode. So that'll be in the
episode.
episode that Amanda's going to be in.
Correct. And
okay.
And Kelly is also in the kindness episode.
What? Oh,
so
my
there's
gosh.
that. So Kelly is in the kindness episode, and it's also our the kindness episode is our pilot for season 8.
Oh, okay.
So we have to turn a pilot into public television so that all the programmers can screen it and see what we're up to. And so that's a full we do a preview thing that's 90 seconds long, but that includes everything, or as much as we want to. And then there's also a whole full episode, so they can see what it's like and see if it's changed or see if it's different or see what we've done. We're adding a new feature to season 8 called Breathe and Bloom. Sorry.
Breathe and Bloom?
Yeah, our working thing was Moments in Bloom. But Breathe and Bloom. And it's just 60 seconds of flowers, or flowers and hummingbirds, or flowers and bees, or fields of flowers, so that people just have a minute with the music to chill.
I love that.
So yeah. So we're adding
that's so
that.
cool.
So that's coming up. And so I'm excited to see what those are going to look like. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Support the joy of flowers. The Life in Bloom Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to flower education and inspiring a love of flowers in everyone. The foundation helps fund the production of J Schwanke's Life in Bloom on public television, making it possible for viewers across the country to enjoy the beauty and benefits of flowers. The foundation also provides free flower education to high schools, colleges, and floriculture programs through ubloom.com, helping students and future florists bloom in their own careers. Your donation in any amount makes a difference. Plus, all contributions are 100% tax deductible. If you'd like to help us continue sharing the power of flowers, visit the lifeinbloomfoundation.org to donate today. Thank you for your support.
Getting back to the shoot too. So you and I talked on camera for a while, which was fantastic, and you made me feel so comfortable about birds. Yeah.
So it was really, you are so knowledgeable. You are so knowledgeable with the birds, and I was just amazed at the stuff I was learning as we were going along. And you and I, we had talked about this, and just full disclosure was I made a list of the birds that we see in the backyard. And we had toyed with the fact of being well, there's one and there's one, and they were going to try and capture. That's silly. So we just talked about the birds, but then we moved to a different part of the yard with them doing B-roll, and the birds came out because you're the bird whisperer. But then the hummingbird came in, the cardinal came in. I was just okay, well, they all know RJ's here, so that's why they're here. So yeah, it was great.
It was incredible. I couldn't believe they showed up, and it was different parts of your yard too. It was the hummingbird. We were shooting B-roll in one section, and the hummingbird showed up, and then we were on the side of your house, and he came back around over there. It was he wanted to be on camera.
Well, and I'm fascinated that there's millions of them out there. So it's not just the one that comes back every day. I always look at them now and I'm there's millions of you out there.
Yeah. Those could have all been different ones.
What are you all doing? So yeah. And I don't know if you saw it, but on Sunday on Create TV, the show was Birds of a Feather.
Oh, no, I didn't see that
And
one. No,
so
okay.
that is one where
Yeah.
our friend Donna shared her pictures that she takes of hummingbirds.
Oh, I've seen the episode before on
Okay,
Bloom,
and
but okay,
yeah, and
yeah.
so it was just fun to rewatch it and just, see those pictures that she makes with those little hummingbirds.
Oh,
So
yeah.
great, so great.
Oh, I have a funny story to tell you too, just thinking on that. So, I mentioned how we did a little trip after,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we were in, New Buffalo, Michigan over the weekend, and we're just in our hotel room, and we were gonna check out, but just kinda had the TV on, and we put it on PBS, and your show came on PBS while we were sitting there, like, eating our breakfast, and it was the Bob Ross episode.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and so it was on. I don't know if it was where local PBS, if we were in Southern Michigan, so if that was maybe the Michigan
It
PBS
could be,
or
yeah, because
yeah.
it would be because it would probably be the Kalamazoo station that
Okay,
transmits down that far, and
okay.
that is the same one that we see. So
Oh, okay,
that
yeah,
was on
yeah.
this week, and so,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it makes
yeah.
me homesick for my friend Joan. She's such a wonderful,
Oh,
wonderful human, and we have the best time whenever we see each other, and yeah, the Bob Ross
yeah.
episode. I love when I'm in a hotel room in another city and all of a sudden I turn on PBS and my show's on. I mean, there is
Yeah.
something cool about that. It's just
Oh,
kinda
yeah,
like
I'm
I have to
sure.
sit down and I do and I watch it live. I like
Mhm.
to watch it when it's on WGVU or when it's on Create. Obviously, we have them all DVR'd and I have the files. I can watch them anytime I want to, right? And they're on ubloom.com, which is a really great resource as well. But I do like that there's something about the television experience of watching it when it's on. There's
I
something
agree.
fleeting about that or I don't know exactly how to put my thumb on it, but it's like
Yeah.
when there's a movie on and that's when it's on rather than sticking in a DVD or something and watching it,
Mhm.
watching it live is kind of like, well, it's on live. I'm going to watch it
Yeah.
live.
There's some urgency too, I feel like. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
we were kinda packing, we were kinda eating breakfast a little bit, and we like, "Stop, stop, Jay's show's on, we got
It's
how much
awesome.
is
It's
left?" We're like, "Alright,
awesome.
there's still 20 minutes left, good."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That was exciting, so I just wanted to tell you about that.
It was very interesting too because it spawned a lot of I mean, I know what shows are on because we get so much feedback about them specifically, and people write in about them specifically. So, there's usually, like, at least 6 different ones a week, and I'm kinda I try and keep people in silos with where they watched and figuring out what they watched and answering those questions about those shows. So, I think that's it's really interesting, though, because it's so not scheduled from a local PBS point of view.
Oh,
Everybody
I
everybody
gotcha.
schedules their own thing. So, yeah. Well,
Okay.
that's great that you got to see it, though. I love that.
And so I had another thing about the shoot too. So after we finished our segment, so I kind of went back and sat with Amanda and we watched you shoot another segment in your backyard. And so it was, I don't remember what it was specifically for, but it was something where you had a big peace sign and you were
Oh!
making a floral arrangement on it. And it was so cool.
My friend Zach made a peace sign grapevine wreath. And so just last night actually we were at our friends the Garlic Girls at Kim and Val's house and we went to their house for dinner and they have a big one hanging on their garage. And when I
Oh,
saw that one when we filmed there, I asked Zach if he would make me one. And Zach's also in that Garlic episode as well. He tours us around the farm. And he said, "Sure, I would make it for you." And so we've had it and I wanted to get it hung on the house. And we were vacillating where we were gonna hang it. I was gonna hang it on the end of the garage, but then I really like it by the front door because it's a little more protected and you can actually see it. I can see it more often from that spot.
okay.
So, yeah, so now I know what you're gonna ask me next.
About the
The
bees?
bees! So, okay, they officially were not bees. They were
Okay.
hornets.
Oh,
Okay.
that's scarier.
Right, right,
Yeah.
and because if they were I wanted to check them, and I wanted to make sure, so I took pictures, sent to my friend who's a bee expert who will come get them, who if there's a
Oh,
swarm, he will
great.
come get them and take them away. Not interested in hornets. So, they built something there's 2 actually, there were 2 spots I found, and so, and I just didn't want anybody to get hurt. So we used hornet spray and got rid of them. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what happened. But, yeah, I still have this thing. I'm gonna I'm gonna knock wood, okay, knocking on
Yeah.
my desk. I've only been stung by bees a couple times and more my fault than theirs. I've
Okay.
never been stung by hornets or wasps, and I just always kind of feel like they're not going to sting me. And I feel like if that's the way that you feel about them, but it was very interesting to see the different people's dynamic about it. Because like Raul is terrified, and he could be allergic. I don't even have any idea, but he was just like, no, 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 we got to clear that out. And I was like, okay, got it. Because I would also be the guy who would just like try and be like, well, it'll be all right, you know. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
safety first. So yeah, so the bees, so no bees, hornets. Hornets were
Okay.
removed. Hornets were
Okay.
removed. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have, like, an irrational fear of bees and hornets, and I'm like Raul, where I would've if I was near there, I would've been like, "I can't deal with this."
Correct. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I have, my mom growing up was actually a beekeeper. She had, like, a couple,
Oh, okay.
beehives in our backyard for honeybees, and, but for some reason, I, growing up, could not deal with them and was so terrified, and at one point, my mom moved all of her bees, from our where we lived in the Chicago suburbs up to Southern Michigan, and so she had these hives wrapped in, like, cheesecloth or something so the bees couldn't escape, but they were in the back of her Suburban, so she was driving 3 hours with this humming in the background, just this. I was like,
Wow.
"That is the biggest nightmare I could ever
Can
imagine."
you I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that when we did the bee episode, we have an episode where we went to a beekeeper at Aberdeen Apiary, and he said, "Try and act as little like a bear as possible." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, okay." And he
Yeah.
was taking things out, and he said, "If I'm just calm and I take them out like the I'm got just got stung." And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And he had instructed us to like wear long pants and and wrap around our ankles and around our wrists so that they wouldn't go up inside,
Oh.
your clothes. And I was like, okay. But it was very interesting because I did feel like that there was a calming nature and he was in such close proximity to them. And he said, they can tell if I'm going to hurt them. And he
Oh,
said,
interesting.
and if I'm not going to hurt them, they really pretty much ignore me. And maybe that was your mom's skill was they just knew that they were moving to a nice place. And she was like, I'm not hurting you guys. We're just going to move you over
Yeah.
here and everything will
Yeah.
be fine. And I mean, and I love the fact that we are huge local honey people. So we have several local farms around here that have honey and we like to get it because it's great. I have allergies to some flowers, and it really helps. I just have it in my tea.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have that honey in my tea every morning, and I think it builds up your immunity. I think it's a really, really good trick to do. Is if you're allergic to stuff, get some local honey because
Oh,
those
yeah.
bees will, with all of the immunity stuff that they put in their honey, will be great for you. So yeah,
Yeah, well then, so, before we left, before actually, this was before all the hornets
correct,
happened, we
correct.
had lunch together, and I just wanted to say, Jay, that was so nice to sit down with you and Kelly, and also with Nick, who was so nice as well.
So Nick is I mean, Nick loves to be involved in the shoots, and we love that. I mean, but he transports our guests sometimes when we have guests who fly in, and then he also's coming in for lunch, or he'll be a grip for us sometimes, and he loves to do all that stuff. And it was just really nice to have him there too. And he's our nephew-in-law, but he's like, and I just refer to Grace and Nick as the kids. They're our kids, and we just feel that they're
Oh,
our kids, and so
oh.
it's really nice to have him there. And Grace had shot on Monday with us, and then
Oh,
she
okay.
was gone. So she had to travel for the rest of the week. And then so Nick was there, and then Nick went out and celebrated with us on Wednesday night because we were all done with season 8. And I was like, "Do you want to go get sushi?" And he was like, "Yes." And so we went and got sushi. Okay, so I think you've left out something as we go through this. So I
Oh,
want to get
okay.
this in here. You
Sure.
also got a flower crown.
Yes, I got a flower crown. It was a dream come true. I was so excited.
I couldn't remember it. So typically I ask people, I always ask people, if you want a flower crown. And I don't know if I asked you. Did I ask you?
You did,
Okay,
yeah, you
good, good,
emailed
good.
me, and I said, "Yes,
Okay.
I am so
Okay,
thrilled."
good, 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 good,
Yeah.
good. It almost has become a game for me to see if I can make one that fits people's heads.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's certain people like Miss Margot has a really tiny head. You would not think it,
Okay.
but she has a little tiny head. And so I have to be careful because like the first one I ever made for her like slid down over her head. And Kim Carson's the same way. Kim Carson also has a little tiny head. So yeah, but no, yours fit. Yours fit.
Yeah, yeah.
We had Mo earlier in the day. Hers fit. Raul
Oh.
got one the day before, so
Oh,
he was
cool.
excited because I remember I asked him and he was like, "Heck yeah, I want a flower crown." So
Yeah.
that was good. So yeah, and then you guys recreated
We did, yes.
Yes.
So when Amanda and I got married, I think we talked about this in an earlier episode, but so because my family's Swedish, Amanda got a
Yes.
flower crown
Yes.
for our wedding. And so after we were done shooting on your show, Jay, we went back to where we got married at this lake house in southern Michigan. And we were sitting in the same spot where we took these pictures with Amanda, and I had the crown that you gave me. And Amanda was like, "We should shoot the reverse where you're wearing the crown and you're sitting on my
Exactly. It
lap."
was
So
awesome.
we
It was a great
yeah,
picture.
yeah.
That's a great pair of pictures to have together.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
wonderful.
and I still have the crown, it's drying,
Oh,
so
okay.
we actually hung it up in our apartment, and so it's, like, just drying out, we're using it just to decorate the apartment, so
Absolutely. Yeah. Grace has a collection. My niece Grace has a collection of like 3 or 4 now, and they're all hanging in her office. And so she has like a
oh,
special,
cool.
there's a special meaning behind each one. She's like, this is from the first time I was on, this from the second, this is when we did this. So yeah, it's cute. I like it. So
Oh,
yeah, the
that's so
flower
sweet.
crowns are a big deal. And it was funny because I went to the weekend before all that, we went to the Julia Child exhibit at the Muskegon Museum of Art. And it's a wonder if the Julia Child exhibit comes to any museum that you have, go see it. It's fabulous. And she was an icon for public television, but we also went on her birthday and they were having a special little champagne toast on her birthday. But on her birthday, she would always create a flower crown and wear it and take her picture. It made me recall 11 years ago when I found that article about that. That's what inspired me to do the flower crowns on the show.
Oh,
But
cool.
then when I learned about Midsummer Festival when we were in Sweden with Grace and you talked about it, that it's and my grandmother's Swedish, so I'm a quarter Swedish, and that was my grandma that I was born on her birthday, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk more about that later, another time. But that is also a really great tie-in with it. So it's part of the Swedish stuff. It's part of the Julia Child thing. It's part of whenever you put a flower crown on somebody's head, they smile, they laugh, they giggle. They don't rip it off and throw it away. So
Oh,
I mean, it's all great, and it's just,
yeah.
I just think it's a really nice little trademark that we have. So it is a nice tradition
Oh.
that we always refer to it as a tradition. It's a tradition we have on the show, and hopefully we will always be able to keep that. So it's good. Yeah,
Oh, I love it. It's like everybody lights up when you do that, like that segment of
yeah,
the show, whenever anybody gets one, they're so excited.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it really is a wonderful tradition,
Yeah,
Jay.
and in our 100th episode, 805, in season 8, we're gonna revisit 100 flower crowns.
Oh,
So we're
exciting.
gonna do a little 5-minute montage of all the flower crowns, all the flower
Oh,
crowns.
that's
So yeah,
exciting.
that'll be good. So,
Alright, well, I think that's kinda
all
everything,
right. Well,
yeah.
I am so thankful that you came. I
Oh,
I love that people are gonna find out more about you and Birds of a Feather talk together and what they can do and about the different birds that we have. You also introduced me to an app. I just wanna say that for half a second
yeah,
because
to
it's to
Merlin.
Merlin.
Yeah,
Yes, that's it.
yes.
Merlin.
Merlin it's a wonderful
Bird
app that
sounds.
yes.
There we
It's
go.
lit
Yeah.
it's literally like Kazam is to music, this is to, like, bird
Yes.
sounds where you can just put it out, press, record, and it'll just tell you all the different birds in your area that it's hearing. So there's
Oh, I
plenty of
love it.
times where I can't even see, birds will be out in a tree, hidden somewhere in a bush, and you can't even see it, but it'll pick it up and it'll say, "Oh, there's an indigo bunting in the area," or there's, something cool.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
remember, I do early morning walks and the birds are so active and I forget to take my phone with me because I put my phone up at 6 o'clock every night. It goes up. So if someone tries to call me after 6 o'clock, you're never gonna get me. But anyway, but I always take and it's just laying there in the charger, and I need to remember to take it with me so I can hold it up. And when we have those big flocks of birds going over, there was a
Oh,
murder
man.
of crows this morning.
Oh, okay. I bet they were
And
loud,
they
yeah.
were calling to something else in another part, and I thought, "What are they calling to? Is that another female crow? I have no idea." So I gotta take
Oh,
Merlin with
yeah.
me and figure that out. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah.
that info. I appreciate that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm glad that
Alright.
it was a wonderful experience for you. It was so wonderful. We can watch for you. You and Mo are both in the same in the same episode, which is Get Outside. And it's
Oh,
a
great.
show about putting down your phone and getting outside and doing something. So we made a picnic outside. We arranged flowers outside. We had the bird expert, RJ Poole
Oh,
from
thanks, Jay.
Birds of a Feather Talk Together. And we also
Oh.
had Mo Stein, who is a certified forest interpreter. So she teaches people how to forest bathe, which
Oh,
forest
cool.
bathing is not bathing like you would imagine, but And so that's
Oh,
all going to be in that episode about Get Outside. I think it's 8:12, but that's always up for grabs because sometimes PBS makes us switch around our
okay.
shows. So who knows?
Oh,
But yeah,
I'm so excited for that
me
episode and
too.
so excited for season 8.
All right.
So,
Thanks so much. Thanks for
yeah.
coming and thanks for talking about
Thank
it.
you for
I
having me,
appreciate
Jay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for joining us this week on Behind the Bloom podcast with J Schwanke and RJ Poole. If you loved what you heard, be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And share it with a friend to help us spread the joy one bloom at a time. Thank you for taking the time to slow down with us. And hopefully you left feeling a little lighter and inspired to try something new. Make sure to join us next week for a brand new episode. Thanks for being here with us, Behind the Bloom. Hey, just one more thing. If you love flowers, you've got to check out ubloom.com. It's the online home of J Schwanke's Life in Bloom, where you can stream every episode for free. Plus, you'll find behind the bloom videos, my blog, show recipes, and so much more. There's also a massive video archive, over 1,800 how-to videos, flower farm documentaries, and even my very first series, JTV. All Life in Bloom episodes, exclusive web content, and farm documentaries are totally free. Just sign up with your email. And if you're ready to dive deeper, there's a paid subscription option that unlocks the full library of how-to videos. Everything from creating bridal bouquets to centerpieces, corsages, and more. Tons of content to explore. You're gonna love it.